I come at you, you better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'm telling you.
Ducking like a whack-a-mole. Yes, sir. I'm a big-ass motherfucking duck. I'm the biggest duck in the world, and y'all about to see it in 3 days. In 3 days, y'all about to see it, and I can't wait. The biggest fucking duck in the sport of boxing.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, I get people randomly sending me messages all the time telling me that they are killing Teofimo in the comment section. You know, and when they say the comment section, they're talking about Teofimo's own comment section. Whatever live that he's doing or whatever type of platform he has, fans are killing him in his own comment section about ducking. And now we know how bad it is just by hearing the way Teo is responding to the fans as he reads the comments of people constantly calling him a duck. I have never in my life heard a boxer say that he is the biggest duck in the sport of boxing. Now you got people doing the same thing to Jermall Charlo. They're calling him a duck, but that situation is different because Benavidez already has a fight scheduled in March. Jermall is planning on returning in June or May. And on top of that, they're fighting in 2 different weight classes. We won't know if Jermall Charlo is avoiding David Benavidez until David Benavidez and Charlo gets past their very next fight. Because remember, it was David Benavidez that wanted to fight Jermall Charlo in September. So even though it's premature when it comes to Charlo's situation, fans are also calling him a duck. But look at how Jermall responded to the fans and how Teo is responding to the fans. It's night and day. Jermall Charlo, he ain't about to call himself no duck. Sarcastic or not, he's not gonna call himself a duck. But Teofimo, he's trying to take that Eminem 8 Mile approach. If you know the main thing that your opponent in a battle rap is gonna talk about is you being white, then you start talking about it before them to try to get a psychological edge. And this is what Teo is trying to do, but the only difference is Teo, he did it after the fact. Once he was overwhelmed with fans filling up his comment section, calling him a duck, saying that he's ducking Devin Haney. That's when he said, okay, forget it. Y'all just gonna call me ducks all night. Okay, then I'll be your duck. I'll be the biggest duck you know, and that's what he's doing. But see, guys, it doesn't matter what Teofimo's psychological angle is. The only thing that really matters in this situation that we really only need to pay attention to is the fact that Teo made it clear that his fans have pretty much turned on him. Because no one was filling up his comment section calling him a coward, calling him a duck around the Lomachenko fight, like right after he beat Lomachenko, or even before that, of course, right? These talks didn't start until he officially turned down the Devin Haney fight that he told his fans he was going to take. Teo, he went from saying that he was going to fight Tank Davis or Devin Haney next, but he didn't believe that they would step to the plate. He went from saying that, a week later, he said, I'm not fighting these guys for 3 to 5 years, right? Then once that blew up in his face, he got a lot of backlash for saying that. He changed it, went back to saying, oh, I'll fight him next. Then he said, I'll fight Devin Haney tomorrow. Just go ahead and give me $10 million.
You can make it happen, bro. You got your fucking connections. Make it happen.
March 2021. Can I go get you? Can I go get $4 million from DAZN?
I'll fight for 4. I told my son he can fight for
21. Stop backpedaling. Like Mark Nash said, we just made the fight happen.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna make $2 million with your son, and I'm gonna make $10 million with Ambrosius or whatever the fuck his name is in Australia, guess what? What route would you take? Why would we let go of a $10 million offer to fight somebody else for $2 million? Don't make no sense. We already proved ourselves. We don't need to go backwards. Like I told everybody, we're going forward.
Since they're doing a travel ban, it kind of made it a little bit more difficult now because I think they have the travel ban in Australia now. So that was the whole purpose of it, of why we were going to fight Kambosos, was because it would be in Australia with the fans, and of course, who's going to say who would say no to 60,000 fans in attendance? No one. So that was the whole goal for it. Now that the fact that due to COVID and everything, you know, they have the travel ban, that kind of takes everything out the equation where we might face Devin Haney next.
Are you saying that Kambosos has a better resume than Devin and that he brings more money than Devin? Why you rate his mandatory more than you do Devin Haney's?
Better resume? Honestly, Kambosos fought his way. I don't think Devin has fought his way. But yeah, he does bring money to the table if the fight goes to Australia. Yeah. It's time where I start making more money now.
But
you know,
if
man.
it goes to Australia, if it doesn't go to Australia, he's going to present more money than Devin Haney in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Wow.
He needs to take the fight. Whether he gets 2 million or 3 million, he needs to take the fight. You know, he's not gonna get whatever he really thinks he might get. He's gonna get less than that. So, and I think he needs to understand that, and where he's at in the opposition, where he's at. We're gonna choose a fight date. We're gonna choose a fight month because we're the A side.
Give us 10 million. We fight Devin tomorrow.
Devin.
How much? 10 million. Okay. You can do that?
Oh, shit.
I can do that. Yeah? You good? Let's do it.
You won't be allowed, that's the problem. You won't be
You're
allowed.
talking to the wrong people.
You can make it happen, bro. You got your fucking connections. Make it happen.
March 2021. Can I go get you? Can I go get 4 million from the zone?
I'll fight for 4. I told my son he can fight for 4.
You know, our next guy is Haney. And if Haney if he overprices himself, then we're gonna try to shoot for Garcia.
Give us 10 million. We fight Devin tomorrow.
Devin.
How much?
10 million.
Okay, so that right there was the TO's greatest hits, senior and junior. And a couple things you notice, but one of the things you notice is Bill Haney. He said, we can get you $4 million. Will you take $4 million? Senior said, yeah, we'll take the fight for $4 million. And right after he told Bill, we'll take the fight for $4 million, he sees Eddie Hearn, and what does he say? Give us $10 million. We'll fight him tomorrow. You would think that if they were serious and they really wanted to fight, the first thing he would have said is, hey, I just talked to Bill, and he said we can make this happen for $4 million. Let's get it done. And the TOs, who said they're trying to move forward, not backwards, the ones that said it's all about making that money now, why would I fight someone for less money when I can make more money? It makes no sense. This is what they said. So now, by TO's own admission, they're doing something that makes absolutely no sense. You're going to turn down $4 million to fight Kambosos for half of that, or even less than half of that. And you fans, you can't use the excuse that Teo had to take this fight or he would be stripped, because I had reported, I already did the video, Teo's own manager, Mick Water, came out and he admitted the IBF was willing to give Teo permission to fight someone else. It was Teo that wanted this fight. So Teo has no one to blame but himself for his fans turning on him, filling up his live comment section with nothing but ducks. He has no one to blame but himself. And that's why it's crazy when you hear someone like Teo, or even someone defending Teo, saying, oh, these people are just hating on me. So now Teo believes that if anyone wants him to fight Devin Haney or Tank Davis, they must be hating on him. I mean, he's making it sound like the fans are asking him to jump off a cliff. Why don't you just jump in front of a bus? Damn, you guys want to see me kill myself? You must really hate me then, right? So if boxing fans wanting Teo to fight Devin or even a Tank Davis is hating on him, then that means he's saying that Mike Tyson is hating on him. We already know, I mean, Teo said it himself. He said, yeah, you know, Mike Tyson, he was really instigating. Meaning Mike was really pushing hard for Teo to agree that he would fight against Devin Haney next. And I guess he was intimidated because he told Mike exactly what he wanted to hear. He said, yeah, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. So I guess after that show, T.O. must have had a huge sigh of relief. Because right after the show, he said, I ain't fighting no Devin Haney. It ain't going to happen. That's exactly what he said right after he did the interview. It ain't going to happen. I'm fighting Kambosos. That's what he said. And now he's no longer even entertaining the Devin Haney fight. I mean, before he used to say, if I fight Kambosos, I'll fight Devin Haney next. He's not even saying that anymore. So he's pretty much made up his mind. It's going to be MBF, at least for now. At least for now, it's going to be MBF. Because now T.O. and Bob, they keep talking about him fighting against the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez. Which T.O. thinks that that's so much of an easier fight because because Josh is not on the MBF list. But a Josh Taylor fight is going to be just as difficult. I would not be surprised if Josh wins that fight. Matter of fact, since I know that T.O. is going to most likely go after Josh Taylor because Josh Taylor is going to destroy Jose Ramirez. He's tailor-made. Once Taylor destroys Ramirez, most likely T.O. is going to go after Taylor, and that's why I've been studying Josh Taylor fights, going back, rewatching them. I was just watching Taylor versus Prograis the other day, and man, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a very hard fight, a very difficult fight for Teofimo to win. And this is the part that doesn't make sense, as T.O. Sr. would say. What doesn't make sense is if T.O. goes in there and he loses to Josh Taylor, he's going to make a lot less money losing to Josh Taylor than he would have made fighting a Tank Davis or a Devin Haney. I can guarantee you T.O. is not going to make $4 million fighting against Josh Taylor because no one knows who Josh Taylor is in the States. And when I say no one, of course, the diehard boxing fans know, but the majority of boxing fans don't know. And even Mike Tyson knew this. As crazy as it sounds, Mike Tyson is a casual fan, guys. He's a casual boxing fan. He's not a diehard boxing fan. He doesn't know every single fighter. But even Mike Tyson knew. He said to T.O., he said, ain't no money at 140. So even if you go up to 140, you're going to come back down to 135, right? Because there ain't no money at 140. There ain't no big fights at 140, right? There's only two fighters that T.O. can make some serious money against. That's Devin Haney and that's Tank Davis. I don't know how much money he would make against Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia, he gets paid less than T.O. does. So all I know for sure is if T.O. fights Devin Haney or Tank Davis, he's going to make $4 million or more. And by the way, I don't know if I already said this in this video, but I meant to explain it. When T.O. said, yeah, you guys are going to find out how much of a duck I am in 3 days. When he says the 3 days, he's talking about the purse bid. The purse bid for him to fight George Kambosos. He's basically saying to his fans, yeah, I turned down $4 million to fight Kambosos for less money. I turned down a possible unification fight and $4 million against Devin Haney to fight George Kambosos. And in 3 days, that fight with Kambosos is going to be official once someone buys the rights to the fight. And then you guys can really officially call me a duck in 3 days. This is what T.O. just said to his fans. I'll close out with saying this though. Maybe T.O., he should start asking himself, why is it Devin Haney and Tank Davis, their social media accounts are not getting completely flooded with fans calling them cowards or calling them ducks, etc., etc., etc. Maybe it's time for T.O. to look in the mirror and admit that he created this climate for him. Fans would have respected T.O. a lot more if he would have just came straight out and said, look, man, Devin Haney is going to be my toughest fight. Or Devin and Tank, those two fights are going to be my toughest fights. So I need another year or so to prepare for a fight like that because I have a lot of respect for their skill and their talent. If he would have said something like that, yeah, some fans would have still called him a duck, but it wouldn't be where it is now. It wouldn't be anywhere near where it is now because what T.O. is doing right now is he's talking the talk, but he refuses to walk the walk. If he would have kept the humble approach and was just honest, then people couldn't criticize him that much. They could say, hey man, look, at least he was honest. He said that it's going to be a difficult fight. Did you guys know Naseem Hamed? He did the same thing when he was avoiding Floyd Mayweather. But once again, for those of you guys who don't know, when Floyd Mayweather was a lightweight and a junior lightweight, he was the boogeyman in boxing. Floyd was calling out all of these dangerous, undefeated champions. Nobody wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather had a reputation of knocking out all of his sparring partners. I interviewed some of them back in the day. I remember this Italian guy told me he was proud of it. He said, man, Floyd Mayweather, he sent all of his sparring partners home. He said, I was the only sparring partner that lasted the whole training camp. And this dude was so proud of that, right? So Floyd Mayweather had been calling out Naseem Hamed when Naseem Hamed was a big deal, undefeated champion. And do you know what Naseem said when reporters asked him about a Floyd Mayweather fight? When reporters said, Floyd Mayweather is calling you out? All Naseem Hamed did was just praise the shit out of Floyd Mayweather. He said, man, the guy is a really, really good fighter. I like how he does this and how he does that. That was his response to Floyd calling him out, was just to praise the man, which told you the whole story. He's like, nah, man, that guy's too good. I'm not fighting him. He's too good. He was indirectly saying that Floyd Mayweather is better than him. Next question. Being humble is better than trash talking if you're not willing to get in the ring with the guy that you're trashing. So if you want the fans to stop drilling you, start coming out with a little bit more honesty about the situation is the best advice I could give Tio. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo de Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodekey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.